Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to finish that model kit. And I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, to the scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. And if you feel like lurking, well, this is your opportunity. If you want to, you can just lurk, and that's also okay. That's just a thing you could do if you wanted to. I hope you're doing well out there. We'll say hi. There is a new update to OBS, which I'm currently using, which enabled a few things that have been in the beta branch to be in this branch, which I'm very excited about. I currently, hey, Lord Crashington, that paired with a recent update to what is the full title of this thing called? Oh, that's right. The cloud closed captions is using a Google thing. So if you want to turn on closed captions, you can. They are not embedded and locked on there. They are an optional thing. But in the right-hand side there, if you hover over near where it says clip and settings and full screen, there is captions, and you can turn on captions if you want, and they will work, and they will just be whatever comes out of my microphone. Get captioned, which is nice. So you can use that if you want to. Another thing is there was a recent update to NVIDIA Broadcast, the background remover, which I am not currently using the new thing, but I could if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I could go over here, I get a filter, hit the NVIDIA Broadcast, and I could switch to chair removal. My chair disappeared, everybody. I don't have a chair anymore. There is a chair right there, but you don't see it. It's not there for you, but it is there for me. Hey, Lashbrook, welcome. So that's a new thing. It's literally an option. You can choose to remove or not remove the chair. And I can understand why some people wouldn't want it, right? I like having it. Oh no, you need that back support. Yes, I like having the chair because it makes it feel like, I don't know. You are aware that I'm removing my background. Like when we go over here, you know that I've removed my background. Like you're aware of it. It's not perfect. You can actually kind of see through there. So I am going to put it back. Now there will be times where this is very helpful for people. Maybe not me, but helpful for people. Also, you need to have NVIDIA, like the 20 series, which I do have, or better, which I don't have. I have the 20 series. So I am sure that people with better graphics cards and better lighting probably don't have the problems that I do with this. But okay, so if I go into filters, NVIDIA Broadcast Remover, background remover, I should say, and this one is what I want. There's not much CPU differences there, which is good. I probably would want to do that if I'm playing like a video game. But for this, it's fine. But I brought it back. The chair is returned. We got a chair now. It's okay. I like that that's an option. If I was recording something and I was in a background and I didn't want my chair to be visible, then that would be nice. As an option. But in the moment, at this moment, it is not something that I feel the need to have removed. But it's nice to know that that is an available option. There's probably some other stuff I haven't really dug into that is now available in this latest OBS update. A reminder, folks, that your plugins, you should always make sure your plugins are going to be compatible if you use a bunch of those. All of the plugins that I currently use were compatible with this version of OBS. I did have to download the latest of the closed captioning, as I mentioned. The old one was working with the old OBS, but wasn't working with the new one. The new version of OBS was like, hey, we can't find that, because they were looking for the new version. But then I just went and I downloaded it, and it was no problem at all. It's a GitHub repository that I have followed. So I went and looked in my GitHub listings and found it and went, oh, okay, here we go. And it worked out fine. But yeah, that is always, in my opinion, a very important thing to do if you're updating OBS, if you're someone who streams. Or maybe use OBS as a local recorder, because it is pretty good at recording video. I do it every week. I record video using OBS. It is my preferred video recorder. Works really well for what I want from it, which is capturing windows or displays. Works very well in that department. So yeah. So I played around with that stuff today. That was a good portion of my day, was playing around with those things. And also, we'll talk about it in the game segment in the second hour. I played a bunch of a video game that came out today. I, quote unquote, beat the game. I got one of the endings. We'll play it more on Tuesday. I'll say now what it is. Originally, I was going to do a CPU versus CPU in WWE 2K25 stream next Tuesday, but instead I'm going to play Unfair Flips, which came out today and costs $2 on Steam. So I recommend you pick that up. It is a clicker, but not an idle game. But it is a full-fledged clicker. It is not a nightmare. I respect it and I hate it, and I did beat it, but I did not get the ending that I want. So on Tuesday's stream, I will endeavor to actually beat the game and get the ending that I want, which I might not be able to do in 2 hours, but luck might be on my side. Also, pro tip: if you end up buying Unfair Flips, which is made by Heather Flowers, I believe, yes, is the name, and is great. If you end up buying this game because you're like, oh yeah, I want to play that sounds cool, you don't have to use the mouse button to click. You can use the enter key or the space bar. And that's a pro tip from me to you, because there are there are some instructions, but there's no controls button. So I switched off a lot between spacebar and clicking because my fingers got tense from clicking all the fucking time. Man, that game, we'll talk more in the second hour. I won't stop talking about that, but that game rules, and also I hate it. Anyhoozle, it is, as far as it is one of the only video games, because I don't want to say it's the only one. It's one of the only video games that's based on a stream by a comedian I know, a person I know, and also a comedian. But yeah, it's wild. Let's see. I made a public statement about the Rehad Comedy Festival that is happening this weekend, and how there are people I know who are going to do that. People I have met in my day-to-day life in the years that I was a person that worked on comedy shows. There are. I don't want to say that I am surprised that any of the people that on that list are that they said yes, because I don't think I'm surprised that any of those people said yes. I will say Tim Dillon was supposed to be going. He's no longer going. And that's good for Tim Dillon and people that love him, because that guy wouldn't have kept his mouth shut. He would not have taken the money. He would have pushed the envelope. He is not famous enough to survive that, career-wise or physically. And it would have been catastrophic for him and his quality of life. So it's a good thing that he said something dumb on a podcast and they rescinded their invitation to him. But yeah, people are like, I can't believe Bill Burr's going. I can. They're paying him enough. Whatever. Aziz Ansari, not surprised fucking at all. I don't think he'll have a good time, but I'm not surprised that Aziz is taking that bag. Let's see. Anybody else on that list? I wrote down a few of the names of people that I know personally over the years that are going. Let's see. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't have the list in front. I mean, you know what? Hey, I wasn't planning on talking about this too much, but let's find the list here. Riyadh Comedy Festival. Wikipedia page lists the people. There were a few people that apparently were invited and turned down the invitation. Which good for them? Question mark. Shane Gills was invited to go, and apparently isn't going. Which, yeah, okay. He probably realizes, oh, I might not come back from that. Let's see. Of the people that I know, Nimesh Patel, a little surprised. I wouldn't say very surprised. A little surprised that Nimesh is going. A little bit. Hannibal Buress, not shocked at all. I'm not. Hannibal is famous enough to get away with being an idiot and an asshole there, because I fully expect him to have handlers to try to keep him from getting in real trouble. So I think Hannibal will be okay. Yes, and a landlord. But I do think that Hannibal will get in trouble, but get out of the trouble that he will certainly face there. Jimmy Carr, fucking of course. I don't know him, so I should just stick to the people that I do know in some way, shape, or form personally. Which is actually not a lot of people on that list, thankfully. Sam Morrill, not surprised, not surprised at all. Mark Normand. So I wouldn't say that I'm surprised that Mark Normand is going to Riyadh. I should not say that I'm surprised that he agreed to do that and is going to do that, right? I'm surprised that Mark Normand is famous enough to get that invitation, is what I will say. I haven't kept up. I guess he's got a podcast, and I didn't know that. Mark Normand was always... Mark Normand, I will describe Mark Normand as a pretty funny comedian who always felt a little off in the alternative comedy scene. I'm not saying that there was anything like, oh, well, the real Mark Normand, like none of that. I'm saying that the kind of jokes that Mark told made me go, someone's going to say something mean about him one day and he's going to turn full conservative. Like, he's not going to get canceled. He's going to get so mad at a comedian. A comedian is going to dress him down so hard that he becomes conservative. Like, it's coming. And so like, I've always felt that way about Mark, that Mark wasn't like pretending. He was just working rooms that it was always just like, in similar ways that, again, who says that he was rescinded his invitation. Tim Dillon fucking sucks. I knew that Tim is an ass. I've known Tim's an asshole for a decade now. Tim was when Donald Trump was elected the first time, Tim was on a comedy show that was doing comedy with the results. And he made a lot of jokes about people on that panel of the comedians, fellow comedians and musicians and various other people, that they were overreacting and being dumb. And it was like, Tim, you're not funny enough to get away with being a gay man in America now. It turns out he is just funny enough to get away with it, to be a hateful queer man in America, because he's white enough. But it was a funny thing where he'd be like, and then like for a couple of years after that, he started making appearances on, or maybe right around that time, started making appearances like as like a funny, quote unquote, funny guy on Fox panel shows. And it was like, oh, but they hate you, Tim. Oh, but they hate you. You could like figure out how to be a better person. Or you could keep doing this, I guess. And I guess that's what he doubled down. And then was like, I'm thinking like a loudmouth dumbass is going to go to Riyadh? Like, that sounds terrible, Tim. And it turns out he's not going because, again, yes, he's not going because, again, he made jokes about on his own podcast. He made jokes about how Saudi Arabia has slaves. Now, I don't know the content of that joke, and I don't want to know the content of the joke. I'm sure it wasn't good or positive for anything. It was probably just like a subject he's not supposed to joke about in any way, shape, or form. That's my assumption. Again, I don't know for sure because I would not listen. But that was enough that apparently that was enough, and they're like, actually, no, we don't want you to come. So again, Tim sucks, and I don't like him as a person or as a performer. But I don't want to have people I knew in any time in my life murdered. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. I just don't want that. Like he sucks. But like, I don't want him to die in another country. Or in this country, I guess. I don't want Tim Dillon. I want Tim Dillon to live a very long, miserable life. I want him to never know joy or peace, and for him to be aware, have enough self-awareness to realize he brought about that about himself. He caused that by being unwilling to change who he is. I want that for him. So I'm glad he's not going to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I think, is there anybody else on here on this list that I know personally? No, everybody else on this list are people I don't know. Yeah, it's nice to want things. Yeah, for others, yeah. There aren't people on this list. The rest of this list are names I'm aware of, but I don't know. I don't have a personal connection to. Pete Davidson. I think this is a fucked game, but I do think Pete Davidson is famous enough to survive being an idiot. I don't think he's famous enough to like get around a lot of restrictions that are in Saudi Arabia. But I think he'll have people with him that will keep him out of real trouble. Louis C.K. is famous enough. Whitney Cummings is not famous enough, but is smart enough not to get herself in trouble. She will probably wait till she gets back to America to say a bunch of dumb shit. Probably. Bobby Lee is smart enough. Bobby Lee knows he's okay by doing it. If any of these comedians are going to face any kind of trouble for it and walk away, no problem. It's Gabriel Iglesias cannot do wrong with people, so he'll be okay. I don't know if I think Fluffy's smart enough not to put his foot in his mouth. Kevin Hart is famous enough to get away with whatever he's going to say and do. Bobby Lee is not famous enough, but is smart enough. He might be famous enough, but he's definitely smart enough. Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross is smart enough to not to really control what he has to say and really be on his best behavior. I'm fairly confident that Jeff Ross is smart enough. Andrew Schultz is not. Andrew Schultz is in danger. Chris Tucker is famous enough and might be smart enough. I think Chris Tucker will be okay. I think Chris Tucker is does have enough of a grasp of what he's getting himself into to be okay there. see. Anybody else? Russell Peters. Russell Peters is slightly disappointing, but like not surprising that he's going to go. Russell Peters does run into an issue that Canada might be mad at him. Going to this might make Canada mad at him. He might actually be in trouble domestically for him doing stand-up. But not trouble in Saudi Arabia, I don't think. But he might have trouble in Canada getting gigs for a bit. God, when Shane Gillis is taking the moral high ground, you might have fucked up. You know what I mean? Now, again, we don't know for sure that Shane Gillis got offered the gig, but he says he was, and then he turned it down. I mean, it doesn't make it. Yeah, it makes sense to me that he said no. And then Mark Maron spoke out about it, and he's the right guy. He's the right guy, that he's untouchable, and he will face no consequences for being honest about how these ghouls are ghoulish for taking this money, for taking legitimately blood money. Now, I should also say that what we could say that I should clarify that Shane Gillis took a principled stand, but it's not the stand you and I would take. His stand is that most of the hijackers, the plane hijackers that committed atrocity in 9/11, are from Saudi Arabia. That's his principal stand, and he also is fine with other comics making money. So it's not like it's not about human rights violations or whitewashing or anything like that. He's just like, yeah, no, I don't support Saudi Arabians. So, you know, like I said, not actual principles on display here that you and I would particularly agree with and understand. He also might have been making a joke. I didn't listen. But, you know, it is what it is. It's fucked. Made me sad. Could have just added 9/11 to a list of various reasons not to bother with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I mean, you can't just say, like, you know. Also, I think he said it because Pete Davidson is going. And that part is unbelievably darkly funny. And I think he did it to be mean to Pete Davidson. You know what I mean? Like, I think he said that part to just be mean to Pete Davidson. Who, again, I think is famous enough, but I don't think is smart enough. I don't think Pete Davidson is going to say something that's going to get him arrested and dragged off stage or anything like that. But I do think Pete Davidson is not going to be smart enough about when and where he does drugs in Saudi Arabia. Like that part of it, where I'm like, ooh, I don't know if that guy has what it takes to not to keep his drug use very private while in that country. I don't know. I don't know, my guys. I don't know. But yeah, there are a few people that are going that I was like, oh. But like I said, and I know what I just said is earlier is very petty, what I said about Mark Norman. But like, for genuine, when I saw the list, I was like, Mark is famous enough now to get that payday. Like, obviously, it's not the same payday that Bill Burr is getting. But hey, okay, Mark Normand. Getting that money. Enough people of note are listening to that podcast. All right. Good. No. I don't remember which stand-up said that basically made a terrible joke about like, oh yeah, they killed the government killed a journalist. That's not a deal breaker for me. I don't remember which comedian said that. I do not know if they were joking or not, because again, these are comedians. If they were just trying to make a very dark joke, or if they were just like, yeah, I don't, whatever. I don't know. It's all fucked. All of it is fucked. I have a decision to make here. This is an important decision that is unrelated to that, what I'm talking about there. This is about the shield here. Am I going to put on the sticker that has the battle damage or the good looking sticker? And I think I'm going to do a good looking sticker so it doesn't appear that I messed up this sticker, which I didn't. This is how it's supposed to look. But the rest of the kit doesn't have battle damage, so I think I'll go with the good looking sticker. I don't know where the sticker begins and ends. So I'm going to... Okay, there. I'm just going to pull... I'm going to pull the excess away from it, leaving behind just the sticker. As you can see there. Because all of this was sticky. These are the marking stickers where it's not fully... It's like a clear sticker on the bottom of it. These are like going for the effect of dry transfers or water slides, but they're not water slides. The directions say apply carefully. As you can see that there is a clear on the bottom of this there. It's not the outline. I don't love these stickers, but I don't hate them. So I want to apply this. I want to apply that. Oh, that is not even. I did not do this properly. We're going to lift it up. Gotta slide this over ever so carefully. I kind of want to get this right. That is not 100%, but that is good enough. And then I'm going to use this here to evenly apply pressure so that this dries and looks fucking great. Yeah, this is not perfect, but it's fine. This should work out just fine. This shield, I gotta say, the shield looks pretty fucking cool. It might be my favorite part of this kit, at least so far anyway. I do think that the shoulder weapons are also pretty fucking cool. So the weapons on this kit are fun. A lot of this kit is just bonkers and weird, but some parts of it are cool. I need B37. Anyway, I didn't think I'd be talking about the Rehod Comedy Festival, but it got me a little hot today. Got me a little mad, little upset about that. You know what I didn't even say about today is that it's September. So it's September, and if you want to subscribe, you can save money. From now through till October 1st, the end of September, you can save money. Save 25% on subs, both on the web and mobile. And from starting on the 26th, which is tomorrow, if you gift subs, for every 5 gifted subs, there's a bonus gift, which is neat. So that's just letting you know that's a thing you could do if you wanted to do that. All right, so what we gotta do here is take off this and this And then that goes here. And then that goes here. And then there, now this kit has a shield. Hell yeah. It's got a shield. And then these parts you just keep separate. Or whatever. You could also put this shield on the back of the kit. Which or you could have it hold the shield. But I like it on the side. I think that looks neat. I think that is cool. And then I could put a weapon there if I want to put a weapon there. Because we do have another weapon to build that I probably will have hang off there. Which is the mace. And that requires this, which when I looked at this, I went, wait, is this a fucking real grade? Because this feels very real grade in its design here. The way these things are all separated, how much extra shit is on here for the for this chain. Well, yeah, I gotta figure out how to disassemble this chain, and I got all these extra little pieces on here. It's wild how much extra plastic is on this just for this chain. So I'm gonna separate here and then do this. Some news stories we can chat about tonight. Some other news. There was a state of play for PlayStation, and we could talk about that stuff. Saros seems all right. Shooter, that seemed okay. Zero Parades for Dead Spies it's the Zom, but not any of the people you liked from Disco Elysium. Maybe like one of the people you liked from Disco Elysium, but it's the follow-up to Disco Elysium, or studio follow-up. Now we know it's coming to PlayStation 5. We originally only knew that it was coming to PC. Now it's been announced for the PS5, so you can check that shit out. That seems fine. There's more expansions to Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator 2024 coming to PlayStation 5 December 8th. Battlefield 6, a lot about Battlefield 6. That's fine. Enjoy your Battlefield 6. I don't know. Sure. That's coming out next month, like very soon. So it makes sense that they showed that shit. And they looked at the campaign, which I know some people are excited about, that like their kinds of campaigns. So that's coming. Hey, there's a remaster of Deus Ex, the original Deus Ex. 25 years. And so Eidos Montreal and Aspire are getting it ready. It's coming to PlayStation 5 on February 5th of next year. And that's pretty cool. I think Deus Ex fucking rules. Original Deus Ex is a pretty fantastic fucking video game. So, hell yeah. All right. So now I just have all of these things that are connected here. Do these get used for anything? They must get used for something. I don't think they do. Wild. Okay. So yeah, I gotta take that out, and then this pop out. Do these pop out? Okay, these just pop out. This is made very strangely. I guess it supports. These are supports like this is I don't know, like 3D printed. I don't think it is, but it's made with a bunch of supports in here to keep this chain fine. It's weird. It's strange. This chain is so protected. It's so well protected. It's very strange how this is done. Let's see. Halloween. A Dead by Daylight style game, Halloween, is coming out September 8th. 2026, so not this year, because obviously it's past that. To me, that feels strange to even mention it now, but whatever. They did mention it. That game comes out next year in time for next Halloween. Last Epoch is having an expansion and coming to PlayStation 5. And the day it comes to PlayStation 5, it'll be out. There's a 7 Deadly Sins open world game. That anime kind of fucking sucks in my opinion. It just keeps going and going and going. But yeah, now they've got a date for that, January 28th, coming to PlayStation 5. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds got leaked before, but now we know it's there. Mega Man and Proto Man are in the game. And there'll be a Dr. Wily castle-themed track. Mega Man and Proto Man in a Sonic racing game is fun. That's fun. I like that. I think that's fine and good. Maybe, yes, it might even be good, but it definitely is fine. I'm totally okay with that, like, being a thing. To me, I was just like, yeah, all right, sure. I don't know why I would be mad about that. That's great. I think some people were mad. I don't quite know, but you know, I'd like to think I'm a pretty reasonable person, so sometimes I don't understand why people get real mad about things. But that one, I was like, I don't know why people were mad. Neon 3, sure, more of that. Code Vein 2, is a Souls-like. Like Code Vein. It's another Souls-like. Hell yeah. Coming next year. At the very soon, there will be Final Fantasy Tactics. The Evelyn's Chronicles is coming. That's on the way. That is imminent. It's coming soon. Let It Die Inferno is a sequel. But I believe that this Let It Die is more like the follow-up, the last one. It's like I if I remember correctly, this is more like the Battle Royale game than it is like the original. Or somewhere in between the two. I apologize that I do not have all the information on that one, but it didn't sound like people who love Let It Die were like super pumped about what this is going to be. There's a platformer that looked kind of cute and fun, Chrono Script, The Endless End. That looked pretty cool, I'll say. Side scroller. Crimson Desert, I don't remember. Like, literally, I have it on my list of games that were shown. I watched it. I watched this presentation, and I don't remember a single fucking thing about Crimson Desert. My notes say, okay. I literally wrote, okay. Pulse has PlayStation-branded speakers coming out. They work on your computer. They will work with your PlayStation Portable that we all have. They'll be in black and white. They look... Hey, you know what? If I was the kind of guy that didn't remove my background and had like a set of stuff, like if I was one of those kinds of YouTubers that had like a set of cool shit instead of a wall of box covers from model kits, then yeah, I could see myself wanting... like for display, PlayStation branded speakers, a neon sign on the back wall. Yes, indeed. I could see myself being into those speakers. They look pretty cool. I don't know if I would use them, but I would definitely have them as a backdrop if I was that kind of VTuber. Not VTuber, YouTuber. I wouldn't have them if I was a VTuber. I'd have headphones with cat ears on them that you would never see because I was using a VTuber rig. PlayStation Plus stuff. Last of Us Part 2 remastered. Some spam detected. Hell yeah. Thanks Siri bot. Gran Turismo 7. There's more Gran Turismo. Call your dad. There's more Gran Turismo coming. Look, I don't know if that your dad plays Gran Turismo, but statistically, somebody who is hearing me speak has a dad who is very psyched about there being another Gran Turismo. They might not have a PlayStation 5. They might not want to get a PlayStation 5. But they now know that there's a Gran Turismo game coming, and they are, in some way, shape, or form, pretty fucking stoked about that shit. They're like, oh, yeah. Gran Turismo, okay. They're glad you told them, okay? Statistically, somebody listening to these words is happy. There's an update, no new game yet. Wait, wasn't that the update? Wasn't that the new game? Oh, there already is Gran Turismo 7. That's okay, sorry. My notes were unclear. I apologize. This is not the new Gran Turismo. 7 is already out. This is an update coming in December. 2 new tracks, 8 vehicles, and much more. Okay, sorry. I'm now looking at Kotaku's write-up of this. My apologies. Still call your dad, but let your dad know that the update is coming in case he hasn't, that he isn't aware of that. He might be aware of that. This is kind of fucking cool. This is pretty fucking cool. That's pretty neat. All right, all we have left is what they call the bits, which can go on the legs or the shoulders, and we're probably going to do the shoulders because that, I think, is cooler, is to do the shoulders. I don't actually know if this clears. I think it does. If not, I might have to put one on the leg, but we'll see. All right, look, I'm not immune to this kind of stuff. Like, I'm human. You know, I like shit. You know, I like collecting things. I don't anymore because I have to spend my money very wisely these days. I can't be frivolous with the stuff that I purchase, but I like stuff, and I want to have cool shit. This God of War controller looks really fucking good. The fact that the red goes onto the back side of it. I mean, yeah, I think it looks great. I don't plan to ever own one. I don't need one. But like, I look at that controller and I think, yeah, man. Yeah, that's a sharp looking controller. That would be cool. It's limited edition. And I think it looks great. And then, speaking of looking great, goddamn, that Wolverine game looks pretty fucking great. Insomniac making a pretty fucking great looking Wolverine game. That is real good looking. That's a sharp looking goddamn video game. Bloody as shit is what you would want. You do need it to be pretty violent because it is a game of, you know, Wolverine doing shit. So it's gotta be pretty tight, and that looked pretty tight. I'm gonna tell you. That's my analysis. Pat Bear says, God damn, that's a fucking good looking video game. That looks pretty fucking cool. Honestly, I think I'm old now, and that gore is too much for me. Yeah, Lashbrook, I hear you. There is also a difference. there's always a difference, right? And it can go either way with folks, right? Maybe you look at that and you go, that's too much. And when you're playing it, you might be like engrossed in it and it's actually okay. Or it could be that when you're playing it, you're like, oh, fuck, nope, I'm doing that to this. Oh, no, I did not like that. I did not like doing that. Not for me. I get it. I think subject matter wise, if you're going to do a Wolverine game, Wolverine does not play nice. Wolverine, if he wanted to, could kill people incredibly cleanly. They could die before they know. But Wolverine isn't about that. And so it being reflected in the video game, I think is totally understandable. I wasn't expecting the uppercut with claws to come out of the guy's forehead. Yeah. Full Frontal says, hello. Oh, Red Gundam. Indeed, we are wrapping up the Red Gundam today. Working on our bits here. We are almost done with this kit, in which case, once we are done with this kit, we will start a Lego set. I knew we'd be finishing it up. I didn't know if we'd finish the other one. Oh yeah, hey, I just noticed. It doesn't have stickers on the ball here. The ball doesn't have any stickers. I just noticed that. Would have liked that if they did stickers. They didn't do stickers on the hands. The armor here on the hands doesn't have any stickers, but I thought the ball would have stickers. I'm a little disappointed it doesn't. Anyway, that Wolverine shit looked cool, and I understand that it also is fucked. Forza Horizon 6 got revealed. Microsoft had leaked it by mistake. But now they're going to Japan, so they announced it in Japan. It makes sense. Now, obviously, Xbox doesn't do particularly well in Japan. But if you are going to announce a Japanese location for your racing game, announcing it in Japan, to me anyway, makes a lot of fucking sense. So, yeah, that's what you should do. Did I put these on backwards? I'm going to put these on backwards. I can't tell. I did. I put that on backwards. This goes like this. Okay. I wonder how they'll take to fucking up Japan with those cars. Yeah, I mean, who knows how destructive they'll get. It can be pretty destructive in that game, but maybe they'll tone it down a bit. H1 and H2. Because H1 goes in the front. In the back, I should say. But yeah, that's finally out. Now we know. Oh, that's right. Microsoft's Instagram account had said that it was heading to Japan on the raw. They posted when they weren't supposed to post. And now they knew it a couple hours before the reveal. And leaks had been out there. People have been speculating based on information. It was a pretty well-known secret at that point. But yeah, it'll look gorgeous for sure. Let's see. But yeah, I think that's pretty rad. No footage or anything, but it's coming next year. And it's more about, there was Tokyo Game Show, and they did announce a cool thing for Tokyo Game Show, which is important for their partners and all that shit, is to say stuff like that. Like, oh, well, we saved it for you because we knew how important this was. You know, you gotta fucking grease the wheel here and there. You gotta do that stuff. It's business shit. Bowser has retired. Now, specifically, that's Doug Bowser. Doug Bowser, who was, up until his retirement, the president of Nintendo of America, has retired. Yes, that Bowser. And not the Bowser that was a guy that had a ROM site that I think went to jail. I can't remember if he actually did jail time or if he was just house arrest, but not that guy. Not that guy either. We're talking about Doug Bowser. Let's see. Let's see. So the new president is going to be Devin Pritchard, who was the executive vice president of revenue, marketing, and consumer experience. And then the new chief executive officer is going to be Satoru Shibata, who is known for working at every other fucking Nintendo branch. Nintendo Europe, Nintendo Australia, and Nintendo Japan. And he's also still going to be a member of the board and managing executive officer. So he's keeping his other titles, and so it feels like maybe that's you know I don't know the inner workings of Nintendo. I'm speculating, but it feels like maybe he's just like here to like make sure the transition's good and all that, and he'll be here for a good time and not a long time. You get what you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That maybe he's not here to forever. Let's see. Everybody was happy about him and the work that Doug did. He made a statement. Leading Nintendo of America has been honor of a lifetime, and I am proud of what our team has accomplished in both business results and the experiences we've created for consumers. Is all very well managed and all that. In a statement, he also talked about, him being a lifelong fan and playing Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong. And then had nice things about the guy that's replacing him. Sorry, I apologize. Devin Pritchard goes by she, her. I apologize for that. That is a terrible mistake on my part. So yeah. End of an era. Doug Bowser. I will leave it to better journalists who are historians of video game companies and the like. I will leave it to them to talk about Doug Bowser and their opinions on him. So look forward to more videos of that, or more commentary on that, like next week, as people start to talk about it. But I felt like that was a thing worth mentioning. Doug is done. It's just a weird world where Doug Bowser was there, right? It's just weird. His name was Bowser, and he was the president of Nintendo of America. Just strange. Just a weird thing, in my opinion. There's a new gaming publisher on the block. They are Midnighters. And they're a collective on providing production and publishing support to indies. And they are the 4 directors have worked on a bunch of indie games and other things. The most memorable thing about him is John Oliver being mad that he couldn't talk about Bowser being president of Nintendo because of Trump shit. Yes, I do remember that. That he wanted to talk about how Bowser was the president of Nintendo, but he had to focus on Trump stuff. Yes. So a bunch of these longtime directors, game directors and publishers are coming together for a new thing. They're gonna take less royalties, and do a different kind of production schedule and collective. Seems all right. Hopefully they can help some indie games come to market and flourish and all of that good shit. One can only hope. One last thing. This is an important thing to note, but there are caveats to this story. But the story was going around, and you may have only seen the headline. I won't drag too much on this. Microsoft has ceased and disabled Azure services to the Israeli Ministry of Defense. Microsoft still has contracts with Israel. This is not this is the only thing that they have ceased operations in. They are still supporting the government of Israel through contracts. It's just that this one way they were supporting them, they have decided to stop doing that. Because it is becoming more and more difficult for them to say that to actually, continue to say what they were saying previously, that the technology was not being used in the ways that people were like, it definitely is. They were like, nah. Israel did an investigation and told us it's not. It's like, okay. So they were pressured enough. Again, they are still have government contracts with Israel. This is just this one case. But apparently their own investigation found that the things that the Guardian said on October 8th, 6th, alleged, apparently when Microsoft looked into it, they were like, oh, yeah, we're finding some of the stuff y'all were talking about. Okay. Which again, Israel had said, well, we're not doing that. We looked into it and everything's cool. Now Microsoft apparently looked into it themselves, or felt enough pressure, enough heat that they were like, yeah, we're going to stop doing this. Now, again, this is only one thing, but it is good. It is a win. And we'll see what else, if anything else, comes from it. But it is good. I do not expect anybody that was let go from Microsoft for speaking out will get their jobs back. What? Yeah. Huh. In the second hour, after a pause for the cause, I will talk about some anime I watched. I will talk about the last 2 episodes of Panty Stocking with Garterbelt. New Panty Stocking with Garterbelt. I did not get a chance to watch the second to last episode of City. So next week I will cover that. Because Panty Stocking is 13 episodes, but they put out episode 12 and 13 back to back, and I didn't know they were going to do that. And so I watched both episodes of that, and I was like, well, I'll save City for another time so that way I can really dive deep into this. This is our first show we've concluded. So I did want to give some proper time to talking about the wonderful world of new Panty Stocking with Garterbelt, which was like one short, weird little story with some plot at the end, and then like a 2-parter into the next episode. Like they bled into each other. It was actually a really fucking dope back-to-back episodes, but I was unprepared for that. Also, there's going to be more Panty Stocking with Garterbelt. That's coming. They announced that in Japan, that there'll be more new Panty Stocking with Garterbelt, which is great. Because I don't want to say they left it on a cliffhanger. Well, they left it on a cliffhanger, but also they left the first season ended on a cliffhanger, and that doesn't mean shit. New. I imagine it will be new Panty Stocking with Garterbelt season 2, is what I think they'll say, instead of Panty Stocking with Garterbelt season 3. I don't know what they're going to do with call it. Or like the further adventures, or they'll make reference to what might be the new Again, when we get to it, this season ends basically saying, and here are the new characters. That doesn't mean shit, though, because the cliffhanger from season 1 into this season, which was fucking 15 years or whatever, was a crazy cliffhanger that they kind of did. They didn't retcon, but they were like, oh, it's not actually that. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. But we'll talk about it in the second hour. And then, like I said, next week I'll have information on the final 2 episodes of of City, because I will have watched them. Because I have not watched the second to last episode of City, and I want to watch it. All right, let me clean this up. Then we'll take a pause for the cause, talk about ways you can support the channel, and finish off this model kit, and then get a little bit into some Lego. We'll get the Lego going. Well, I do have stickers to apply, though, so we might not get to the Lego set that I'm starting, because there's plenty of detail in these last pieces that I am constructing here. Excuse me. So might not get to it, but we'll see. Anyway, now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can support what I do here. Everything I'm about to tell you is completely optional. You don't have to do any of these things. But if you would like to support what I do here, this is a way to do that. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you want to become a subscriber, well, you've got a few more days to save money. You can save 25% on subs if you want to do that, and then there'll be some bonuses for gifting subs starting tomorrow. But right now, as you're hearing me say this, if you want to become a subscriber and help me get from... Oh, wait, what happened to my sub numbers? This thing... Hold on. There it is. That's weird. They went away. I didn't even notice that they weren't there. If you want to help me go from 24 to 40, an easy way to do that is to become a subscriber and help number go up, or gift a sub or anything like that. That would be awesome. I would love that. There are other ways to support me. Like, you could join my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. Over my Patreon, there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. I will have a Q&A video that I'm recording this weekend. So if you would like to get a Q&A, a question in for that, or you'd like to hear the answers to those questions, you can join. Even at the $1 tier, you get the Q&A video. It's the only exclusive content that I make. Let's see, is there anything else I want to say about that? No. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can subscribe. And I would love for you to subscribe. For just $2 a month, you can also become a member. And for that $2, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So the video that I put up today, or sorry, that I put up yesterday, you would have saw that on Tuesday. You know, you would have been ahead of the game. So consider joining me there. And then if you don't want to support me on a monthly basis, but you do want to help me keep the lights on and doing what I'm doing, you can always throw $1 or $2 in the tip jar through my Ko-Fi or my PayPal. Everything I make through direct donations like that through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I buy model kits and Lego sets. At this very moment, I will mention that I do have a stream happening tomorrow that I would like you to come see. It is a fundraising stream. I am currently at 93% of my goal, but I'm trying to finish off the goal, and hopefully I can do that tomorrow. So I would love for your help in that. Starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, running until we stop, probably 6:30, 7:30, something like that. I got a new game to check out called Beacon Patrol. It is based on a card game that I've never played, a tabletop game. I'm going to work on a Pokemon little model kit, and play some games, hang out, and edit my list. Right now, I am going to be rolling the random die 5 times, and the goal is to do that until I hit my goal there of the 100%. I already can pay for meds, which I will be doing on Wednesday of next week. Getting new medications, excited about that. And then also, I'm hoping to get new glasses, a new prescription, and the other money, the other money I've already collected, will go towards that. And if I get to 100%, then I will be fine to get a prescription. Indeed, Lord Crashington, it's just good shit when the brain works right. And the new prescription will last me the rest of the year into next year. And that is... oh boy, that just fucking really feels great just to know. Anyway, I have a backlog of stuff. I'm working on a Lego set next. I've got some model kits to build. I have some model kits that I purchased in 2024 that I've never gotten to build yet because they don't win polls for my $10 patrons. But I have a backlog of some stuff. If you want to contribute to me building the next model kit or Lego set that I built, and you want to decide what it is, the best way to do that is to buy something from my Amazon wish list. If you buy something on my wish list, it'll come to me in the mail. I'll make a dedicated YouTube video about the thing you purchased called a mailbag video, and it'll jump the queue and become the next thing that I build. I've got model kits and Lego sets. Ooh, the Ultraman Armor of Legend, the Ultraman Zero Wukong armor is currently $11. That's a good price for that. I got inexpensive kits, expensive kits. I got a 30-minute missions horse that you could buy for me to build, a mecha horse. That'd be fun. Or a SD kit. The Lunar New Year monkey money, or the money tree, not monkey tree, the money tree. For Chinese New Year, the money tree. That is on sale as well. I would like to build that because that looks fucking cool. I got model kits, Lego sets, all kinds of different things and things. If you see something in there on the list you'd like to see me put together, you could buy it. More, if you want to buy me something so I continue to work on the G-Quux kits, you could buy that. I've got a Gelgoog on there, a bunch of different things. I've got a couple different like bottle kits from Gundam Seed Destiny and other stuff, and Gundam Seed Freedom on the list that I would build. A G-Reco kit. I have not built enough Reconquista in G kits. So if you want to see me build the G-Self, you could buy that. But yeah, I mean I built some, but there's still some I haven't built from that show. Does it include money in a chip bag? No, Lord Crashes. Unfortunately, that Lego set does not include a bribe in an UTS chip bag, unfortunately. My alternative to Amazon is I have a wish list on Throne to see if there's something there you'd like to see me build. Same rules apply to my Amazon wish list. And then, is there anything else here? Yes, if you want to support me financially the most convoluted way possible, you go to USA Gundam Store and you buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you could send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon with a gift card code. And I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store, and it'll jump the queue just like Amazon or whatever. Yeah, so think about that. I guess it's a thing you can do. More people have bought me a gift card to USA Gundam Store and sent me the gift card code in the message than have gotten me something from Throne. So. Eat it. I don't know that part. I have a Discord. We would love for you to join me on the Discord. We in the Discord would love to have new members of the Discord. It's cool. Join it. A couple of video links for check out. Now on Tuesday, I recorded a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. That is not live for people that weren't there for the stream. If you want to see that one, you got to wait till Monday. But the most recent episode that is on my YouTube is Pat Bear's Manga Club episode talking about weird premises of manga. Watch that video. It's good. I think it's good. And I started reading one of the manga that I talked about in there because I was like, this seems insane. And it is weird. And I like it. So take a look at that. And then I have a new episode of Kuma Baer, my ongoing video recommendation series. This episode, it ends my month of talking about Isekai. Isekai month is over. And now we begin a new month, which will be stuff from the summer anime season that I really liked. But anyway, I started with talking about, or I ended Isekai month by talking about Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life, which is a hilarious show. This one has not done as well as some of the other Isekai videos I made this month, but that's fine. They don't all have to be bangers. But Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities average in the next life is a great show where a girl gets reincarnated and she's just like, she asks the goddess, just make me average, just make me like a regular person. But she gets averaged of the strongest dragon and the weakest slime. So she is way stronger than any other human. She's way too strong for humans. It's pretty fucking great. She does scare the shit out of dragons who are not as powerful as the most powerful dragon. She's more powerful than some dragons. It's pretty great. I really do enjoy it. That's a great show. So check out my 1 minute talk about that. All right. And now we're going to talk about an anime that 2 episodes of an anime and wrap up that anime and get my final thoughts on that. And then also, I need to drink some water. And so I'm going to drink some water. We're going to transition back to the overhead camera. I'm going to talk about an anime, and I'm going to finish this model kit. And we're going to do all of that right now. All right. So, all right, we're going to talk about episodes 12 and 13 of New Panty Stocking with Garterbelt, the sequel to Panty Stocking with Garterbelt from 2010. That's right, 15 years later, they made a new season. It's insane that they did that. I was very shocked to find out that was going to happen. I would go so far as to say pleasantly surprised. All right, so there's like 2 stories in this one. The first part of episode 12 is a silly little one. Most of it is the main story. You can add News Panty Stocking with Garterbelt to the list of anime that feature Santa. Santa is real in this universe, but on Christmas Eve, Santa is injured because the sex with Panty was so good. So he makes knee socks be Santa, which is very funny, and a good bit of business, while he recuperates from all of the sex. And then he gives knee socks tickets to Lingerie Land. Lingerie Land is a theme park, and everybody goes. Everybody's planning to go, but they don't get to go. And Brief has decided that that's where he's going to confess his love to Panty and ask Panty to marry him, which is plot, which I was not expecting to appear in this fucking show. I mean, there is plot, but usually it's like whatever. And that's the first story. Sorry, I have to figure out where these stickers go. This is around. Okay, so there's two things here. Is this the inner one or the outer one? This is 18, which means it's the inner one. Oh, this is hard to see. Okay, so I maybe should have done this 1 second. Okay, so I'm looking at the photo of this thing here. There's like a band here then. Okay, so there's a band that goes like this. Sorry, this is small enough that it is a little difficult for me to see where this sticker is supposed to be here. So let me get that figured out first, and then I will continue talking about the real plot here that continues on into the 13th episode, which again, did not know. I knew there was 13 episodes, did not know that the 13th episode was going to air right after the 12th. I thought it was going into the next week, but instead it was back-to-back nonsense. Before they can all go to Lingerie Land, Panty Stocking's parents, who are the rulers of heaven, remember, they're angels who are bad girls, and they get sent to basically redeem themselves before they can come to heaven. They are momentarily returned to heaven by Linear and Silk. And they are there. They go back to heaven. And Garterbelt gets to go, and the demon sisters who have been helping them, they're trying to get back into hell. They get to go too. Panty dismisses Brief and doesn't let Brief go, which us knowing that Brief is going to wants to propose is a bummer. We're like, oh, that sucks. And then their parents are like, hey, we want you to take over as rulers of heaven because there is a coup. Turns out both of the parents are horny and have lots of love affairs and all that. And then their brother, who we know, Rami, we know him because his sons are the twink angels that appeared in this season. So the twinks are their dad actually shows up. But he's like, no, you live with demons and you live with humans. Like, get the fuck out of here. You can't be rulers of heaven. And he has his begins his coup by tricking his brother into naming him the new leader of heaven, and then uses his heaven abilities to turn Panty and Stocking's parents into statues, and then breaking the statues. Oh no! Brief hears about the coup that is happening, and then ends up he was trying to sneak into heaven. He falls to earth, but he is rescued by, you fucking guessed it, my favorite character in this goddamn show, Gunsmith Bitch. And Gunsmith Bitch is like, oh, you want to get into heaven? Well, you can take this drug, which will make it seem like you died, and then you can go to heaven. And so then Chuck and Brief are going to take this drug so they can go back up the Anarchy Sisters in heaven. And that's the end of episode 12. And then episode 13 continues this story right away. All of the gods of heaven get turned into one big statue of him, and he plans on using the statue of Rami to destroy hell, which you're like, yeah, that makes sense, and also Earth, which is just like, oh man, that's not good. That's where a lot of these characters live. They live there. They like it there. So that's fucked up. He's gonna do that. The Anarchy Sisters are gonna fight, and the Demon Sisters are gonna help, but they don't want to help. And then there's a fight between them, and they and Garterbelt all get knocked out of heaven. So now they can't help, which is a mess. That's just messy. Garterbelt ends up in Earth, and Garterbelt's like, well, I'll take this drug, finds out about the drug, and is like, I'll take this so I can help. But instead, Garterbelt gets sent to hell instead of heaven, which is very funny. And then he finds the Demon Sisters who got sent to hell and says, hey, like, hell is going to be destroyed. You will never get out of here. Everybody likes Earth. We all like Earth, and they're going to destroy Earth. So, like, what if you helped us out here? And they're like, fucking fine. I guess we'll help you get back, help out. So they all get on board. The Angel Twinks and some of the other angels are fighting against the Anarchy Sisters and trying to destroy their statues because they got turned into statues. But their weapons just make our girls back to normal because I don't know why, but they do. They win. They destroy the big statue, freeing all the gods, including their parents. Hooray! They saved the day. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they got turned to stone. Their dad regains his position as in being in charge of heaven. And he doesn't kill the coup members, but sends them off on a quote unquote vacation. And then we cut to Lingerie Land, where Brief confesses to Panty, and Panty accepts his confession. And it's lovely. And they're going to get married. And they both get dragged to hell by the King of Hell. And that's the end. Except that's not the fucking end. We then cut to years in the future. They apparently at some point escaped hell and got married and had a kid. And their kid is named Junior. And their son Junior and a demon kid that Junior is friends with named Bastard are being asked by Stocking to go find Panty and Brief, who are now missing. Not that they got dragged to hell, that's fine, but now they're missing. And they basically end this season by introducing 2 new characters and a new plot and a new storyline for like a sequel series or the next Panty and Stocking show. Ma Junior? No, he's Junior. Junior and Bastard. And they're going to go try to find Panty and Brief. And now it's a angel-human hybrid and a demon are going to go. And it's basically like a new show. But here's the thing. The next season could start and none of that could matter. It could just be a retcon. Like, oh yeah, that's one possibility. Because there also is an alternative timeline in this season, and in the previous season as well, of different characters in a different timeline, because the timelines get fucked with. So those timelines could get fucked with again. There's no way of knowing if any of this matters at all. It could matter, or it could just be whatever and not matter in the slightest. There's no way of knowing. B35 are these pieces. 536, okay. So, my thoughts on new Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt. If you watched the first show 15 years ago, Trigger fucking did it. They made a sequel to a show that I would not have guessed they would have been able to make that sequel. I would not have believed that they would have done this. Well, first of all, I wouldn't have believed that in 2025 they would actually it would ever get made. I did not think this show would ever see the light of day, that there ever be a sequel to the series. I was fairly confident it would never happen. I was wrong. And I am happy to be wrong, because holy shit, it's really good and it looks phenomenal and it's very true to the first series. And I don't even think the plot twist of why the seemingly non sequitur nonsense thing that happened at the end of the first season, like, I do think it's paid off pretty well. And I do think that it's worth it all these years later. It's really fucking good. If you haven't seen Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt, I don't know if this is good for you. I don't know if this would be good for you to watch, because it's vulgar as hell and nonsense. As I've said previously, this show has Twilight Zone parodies in it, and parodies to a bunch of different anime, a bunch of wild ass shit happens in the show, and tributes to really weird stuff. Like I've said previously, There are the Fast and Furious. There are people that do impressions of Fast and Furious cast members in this thing. It is completely wild. There is a whole story. I'm sorry. There's a parody of Axe Cop in this one. Sorry, Inferno Cop, not X Cop. Inferno Cop. I completely forgot about a whole episode that is dedicated to a parody of Inferno Cop called Impact Cop. Where it's just like they just do a different anime. Gunsmith Bitch gets introduced, and I love Gunsmith Bitch. Yeah, there's just so much weird shit. Oh yeah, there's a whole episode of alternate characters, a space hunter, that is done in a Jack Kirby art style. They do a tribute to the early Marvel comics of Jack Kirby. It's impressive and insane. I think I'm gonna do. There might be a category in my my awards at the end of the year, my anime awards. There might be a best reference in Panty and Stocking. I'm writing that down. I don't know if that's gonna be a category, but I do like. There's no tribute to Initial D in any of the anime I've watched this year so far. There could be next season, because that's usually an award I like to give, but I don't think there is any this year that I've saw anyway. There might be, but I haven't seen any. All right, this model kit is done. Anyway, I don't know if you can go into Panty and Stocking cold and enjoy it. I don't know if that would work for you. I know that it's great though. I think this is a fucking fantastic show. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. But I don't know if it's like gonna do anything for you if you don't have nostalgia for Panty and Stocking, or if you don't like shows that are fucking that revel in their grossness, like this show does. It's so happy to be so vulgar. It loves being vulgar. It gets off on being vulgar. Great. Good job, Pat. Anyway, what are my thoughts on the Red Gundam? I like the Red Gundam high grade. The Red Gundam high grade. I enjoyed the production of and the building of more than I enjoyed the G-Quux. In look, I like this kit more than I like the G-Quux. I think in motion, I like these models better than I like them as model kits. I don't love that this kit required a couple polycaps, because we're fucking done with polycaps, everybody. Like, they're the ones that said that. Like, we're gonna fucking stop doing polycaps, and I had to use 3 polycaps to get this kit built. And I don't like that. But it is a unique kit. The fact that the chain came in this fucking weird thing, like it's a that's surprising. Oh, and there's a clear piece that if I want to put this chain on a stand, there's a clear piece to keep that there, and that's a nice touch. That is they didn't need to do that, and I like that they did. But in general, I will just say, my final thoughts on the Red Gundam are, yeah, all right, better than the G-Quux. Not as good as other kits I've worked on in the last couple of years. I don't think I don't know if there's a G-Quux kit that I'm gonna like. I'm gonna buy several of them when they come out. The G-Fred, I have to build it because it's so fucking Ava. It's the most Ava of any of these kits, so I gotta build the G-Fred. But like, I don't fucking know. I don't really like how the gun cannon looks. I kind of like how one of the Gelgoog looks. I don't like the Zaku at all. I don't know. The Sion, I kind of like because it's a night-themed kit, and I like night-themed model kits. I mean, I really do. So I could see that one being pretty good. Me being into that. I don't know. I'm gonna twist this like this. I'm gonna twist that. Oh, that fell off. Hold on. This kit is not designed to stand as I'm having it, as I'm doing it. So I'm not surprised that these side things are not enjoying the way that I am displaying them. I am not surprised at all that they don't like it. But it just needs to stand up for like a few seconds so I can take this photo. Because top-down photos are still the best way to take photos of the model kits that I'm building. In my opinion, still the best way to do it. And again, I should make this clear. This is just my opinion on this model kit. If you built the red Gundam and you thought it was rad, or you're excited about it, or you like the G-Quux, I know there was somebody in a builder Discord that I'm in that was like, this is the best model kit I've ever built in the high grade. Is their favorite high grade they've ever worked on, which I did not share that opinion. But like, sure, if that's your opinion, like, that's your opinion. I can't take that from anybody, and I wouldn't. You know, if you like it, you like it. I'm not gonna try to convince people otherwise. I just don't think this is. I like this better, but that's not saying a whole lot. And that's that. So we'll go to this real quick. There's still more of the stream left. Don't worry about it. I just have to write words, and I want to write words like this here, because we're starting something new. We're at least getting the Lego together for the new thing. Lego. Hold on. I gotta remember what the name is of this thing. Which is, oh yes, that's right. Lego. Windmill. Village. Hut. That is the thing that we are going to be starting. So we will swap this around, put this here, and then we can look at it on main. Here it is. The next thing we'll be working on. It is One Piece Lego. This is the least expensive One Piece Lego. It is probably the only one that I'll be building. I have not put any on my wish list because everything else is expensive. But we're going to get a Kid Monkey D. Luffy, a both armed Shanks with the hat, and a Makino. And we got a little hut. Little adventure. 299 pieces. That is the next thing we're working on. Tonight we'll probably just be knolling and maybe get something started here, but we got bag 1. We got a pretty big booklet. And then we got bag 2 and bag 3 and a boat. Lego boat. So we'll get that started. We'll put 2 and 3 here. And I need to get my brick separator. There are stickers for this kit. There are the stickers there. And I will use a spudger to apply stickers. So I'll have that. And then, yeah. So our first order of business is knolling. We're gonna prep to get this thing knolled. Open some bags here. Now is the part of the stream while I'm doing this where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing? What are you up to? What are you into? What do you got going on? I love hearing from you about things that you've got going on and you're doing. As I mentioned on Tuesday, I recorded a fine episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club that will go up on Monday for everybody. I was very happy to do that. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. We did not get much conversation in chat during that stream, which is okay. I was a little, I don't want to say disappointed. I was a little bummed, I guess, that there wasn't a lot of people letting me know their thoughts on the show as I was talking about, because I do love hearing from people. Okay, so we've got hat with hair and hair. That's funny. That's good. That's good. leg. We need face for Shanks. All right, we can put Shanks together, and then we can start Nolan the various colors that we got here as well. That like that. Shanks, and we'll need one sword for Shanks over there. That hat's not separate from the hair. No, it is different. It is built into the hair because this is not Luffy's hat right now. This is Shanks' hat. So you can have Shanks without hat, or you can have Shanks with hat. You got those two options. You can't put the hat on the Luffy figure because Luffy doesn't have that hat yet because Shanks has two arms. So that's how we're doing things. We can have Happy Shanks or Mad Shanks. We're going to go with Happy Shanks because Luffy has not eaten the devil fruit yet. So Shanks is happy. And then there's Shanks with hair. And then Shanks with hair and hat. And look, if I can have the hat, I'm going to have the hat. Shanks with hat. And then the hair will just go and live in our extras pile. Go over there. All right, so I'm going to null all this and get this ready for some work here. And we'll get bag 1. Color separated and nulled and prepped. I don't know if we'll get much actual Lego building done tonight, but at least get it prepped. Yeah, so I was happy to record that. Pat Bear's Anime Club, always love doing that in front of an audience. That'll go up on Monday for everybody. $5 and $10 patrons will see it on Sunday. So that's something to look forward to. Today I played a bunch of, and I beat and got one of the endings. I got one of the endings for a very dumb video game. Unfair Flips? Yeah, Unfair Flips. I lost the name in my head for a second. So it is a very small, fun game by an indie dev, and it was $2 and totally worth it. I am hopeful that I got one of the endings. I didn't get the ending I want, so I'm hopeful that the next time I play it, which I'm not going to play it until Tuesday. I have decided I will not be playing it again until Tuesday, so I can start fresh. And the goal is to get... There's one ending that I very much want that Jeff Gersman apparently got the ending I want. And I don't want to say what it is for spoiler reasons, but he got the ending that I was looking to get. And so I have to endeavor to continue to play that game. But I'll do it on stream on Tuesday, and it'll be very stupid. It's going to be a very dumb thing that I'm going to do by playing that game. Oh, there's a cape. I forgot to put the cape on. Of course. Of course he has a cape. Goofy. Other than that, because I played that, I didn't play Nubby's Number Factory today, which is the first day that I haven't played that game since basically it came out. Here and there, maybe I've missed a day, but I don't think that many. But I did play Hearthstone today. I have a deck that I'm enjoying. The egg deck that I have, I'm actually enjoying quite a bit. I might end up playing that tomorrow for a little bit because I don't know how long I want to play Beacon Patrol or if I'm going to really like it. So it is a backup. All of these are backups, in any of these streams. I can always just end up playing Hearthstone. And I probably will play Hearthstone tomorrow. Especially if I end up not really liking, which I might not. I might not like Beacon Patrol or want to play it, or it might not take too much time to get a full game in and then be like, okay, that was enough. So it's nice to know I can show off the egg deck in Hearthstone if time permitting or if the need arises. I can always do that. What else was I going to say? Did I do anything else? Oh, I watched wrestling last night. Happy to report that Eddie Kingston's going to be on Collision on Saturday, and I'm not streaming on Saturday, so that means that I can watch it live as it happens. And I'm very excited about that and not having to wait till after the stream to watch that. Because I'm doing a stream tomorrow afternoon, I am not doing a stream on Saturday. But, you know, that's just because I'm not going to do a stream 3 days in a row and mess with my voice and have a bad time and make for a bad experience. That's just the choices that I'm making. I decided to do that. So, very happy to know that there are going to be women's tag belts for AEW. I think that is awesome. I am glad for that. No word on if that's going to be a tournament or just like a 4-way fight or something. We don't know. We don't know who's going to be in those tags. I would imagine perhaps Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm, or perhaps they will reunite Thunderstorm, or as Tony put it, Thunder Tits, with Toni Storm and because I don't think that, I think she's just not being booked. I don't think the Thunder Rosa is currently injured. Athena and Billy Starks makes a lot of sense. Of course, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Chris Statlander kind of makes sense with Harley, except that Chris Statlander is already the women's world champion, so I don't think it makes sense. But then also, Mercedes could be in there and not win it with somebody who I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they can always bolster stuff. They can bring in people from Ring of Honor. There's a lot of women that are not doing anything right now. Ty Conti and or Tay Mello, I should say, and Anna Jay are certainly a tag team. I don't know if the very good Ruby Soho, I don't know if she's ready to come back from maternity leave. She could make a splash tagging with somebody. That could be good. Nyla Rose could end up on a tag team with somebody. Maybe Nyla Rose renews her tag team with Marina Shafir. I don't think that's going to happen, but that could. She and Marina were a tag team. That could be something. Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale could end up with somebody and be a tag team with somebody. I don't know who. I guess you could do Willow and Queen Aminata, maybe? They're friendly. They've tagged on occasion. And then, of course, some variation of the Triangle of Madness could be a tag team as well. Lord Crashton says, I've been playing Baby Steps and it's rad. It's been annoying to see people claiming it's slop just because the controls and are deliberate and require precision. So slop has taken a new turn. Slop is starting to mean things that some people still think slop means bad. They do. There are some people that still use slop as a term for this is a bad game that I don't like. But some people have started to use slop for things that are made seemingly just for streamers to stream, like streamer games, like especially like multiplayer streamer games, like a bunch of people think that Peak is slop. Peak is fucking awesome, but Peak is designed like with like groups, but like is a great game for streamers to play. And there's starting to be a kind of like backlash by dumbasses to that kind of thing. Because yeah, like Baby Steps is just a game that's hard and weird, but it's definitely not slop. Lashper says, I managed to snag a code for Baby Steps during the streamer developer ran. Oh, nice. That's awesome. You got a code. That's great. Oh yeah, they did a stream. They also did a weird like chill YouTube stream where every once in a while there'd be codes, and then maybe that's where you got it. And then also sometimes there was just a guy yelling and screaming. Kind of hate how they've weaponized my gamer brain by giving you optional items to carry around. Also, Silent Hill F came out, and I'm really digging it so far. Nice. You know me, I'm not a horror game person. I'm not a horror person at all. So I have no interest in Silent Hill F, I should say. But I'm happy that it's good and that people are enjoying it, because I want people to play games that they like. I want people to that are buying games to end up with games that they think are cool. That makes me happy. We'll get a little bit of this done, but we aren't going to really dive into this build until until Monday. Because again, no stream on Saturday because of the stream that I'm doing tomorrow. Because I'm doing my 4th, and if there's a God, my last. We're at 93%, folks. I think we can do it. Can I finish tomorrow? Can I get to 100% of my goal and be done with these bonus streams and my fundraising stream? Can I, for the last time possibly, can I end this goddamn list? Can I finally put this list to bed? Once again, finish this up, and I will remind people as a way of promoting this event tomorrow. This is the list here. The 25 games, 25 years list. Final Fantasy 9, SS Tricky, GTA, Vice City, Tony Hawk's Underground, GTA San Andreas, Resident Evil 4, Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, Halo 3, Persona 4, Batman Arkham Asylum, Fallout New Vegas, Portal 2, Persona 4 Golden, Stanley Parable, Shovel Knight, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, Hitman 2016, What Remains of Edith Finch, House Flipper, Untitled Goose Game, Hades, Power Wash Simulator, Tunic, Hi-Fi Rush, Balatro. I owe people 5 spins, 5 random draws there to change that list, and then people can make donations of $25 to make me change that list if they want to take off Hitman or one of the Persona games, one of the versions of Persona 4, or Power Wash Simulator, which would bum me the fuck out. As Power Wash Simulator is one of the only games on the Persona 4 Golden and Power Wash Simulator are the only games on this list that I have played on stream. Because I haven't done a Fallout. Well, the Fallout 4 isn't on the list anymore. That's right. I have done New Vegas videos, but I haven't played it on stream. I did. Oh no, that's wrong. I did play Tunic on stream. I did one stream of Tunic, and then realized I didn't like streaming Tunic. Anyway, that's on tomorrow. That list will come up. We're gonna wrap up things here. We're gonna go on a raid that has an end every stream around here. We're gonna go find someone doing cool stuff and go spend some time with them. So if you would like to come on this raid, we would love to have you. It would be great. A reminder, as I figure this out, that my fundraising stream is tomorrow, starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, running until like, I don't know, maybe 7:30 Eastern. I don't know when it's gonna wrap up. Let's see, who is doing stuff? You know what? Matt Wiggins is playing Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. So we're going to go raid Matt because I think that's fun. We'll go see what Matt's up to. But yeah, tomorrow at 3:30 p.m., please consider joining me for that. Check my socials if you want to support that with donations and all that. But yeah, come hang out. I'm going to play a video game I haven't played before, build a cool little model kit, converse and chat with people. It's going to be good. I want to thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope you come along on this raid. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.